All right. Well, Highguard Day 2 of the launch party with Tycho. Now, this is for historical purposes here because we have a game that is announcing and has been released and is in the ethers of gaming spheres that is so crappy but hilarious. I love dunking on games. I love dancing on shitty games graves. It's so much fun. It's a side it's a side thing, you know what I mean? Like I play amazing games every day. I love games. I'm what you define as a pro level gamer. I have, engaged in gaming exploits that would blow most people's minds. I've been playing games since the original Nintendo and Atari. I've played games throughout the ages. I've gone from, you know, all the different aeons of gaming, all the new generations. I lived it. I breathed it. I used to bike to the store to get N64 games, bro. So I'm a gamer on an echelon that most people could only dream of. And this is a historical moment because it's a crappy game. I've watched people play it. I watched Endymion played it. I watched Angry Joe played it. It's funny to watch. It's an interesting game. Highguard is a very interesting game because it's so terrible that it's just the true definition of modern corporate slop. Now, most people would say it's woke. It's not overly woke. I mean, yeah, it has some elements to it that, potentially indicate modern audience, whatnot. But for me, that's not the problem of the game. This is not the central focus of why I think this game is atrocious and hilarious that it's failing on such a level. It is just generic. It is just silly. It is just boring looking. It has nothing that's engaging. It has nothing that's interesting. It has something that you would, just it's just free and you would play it for maybe an hour and or less, 40 minutes and just uninstall it instantly. It has no artistic value on the art form that is gaming, the echelons of gaming. It is just an utter and complete crapshoot, and I love it for that. I love it that it has all this lore, the Jeff Keighley thing. It's got, it went up to yesterday. We're going to talk about that. Yesterday, I watched, I'll link the video from yesterday, the official day one launch party. It just failed. Like I saw it in real time go from 97 to 70,000 to 80,000 to 63,000. It just kept going down. Like that's historical. So let's go through it because we're going to look at the Steam page. We're going to look at the reviews, which are now at 33% out of 16,000, which has gone up slightly, about 10% from yesterday, which is a pretty incredible achievement in its own right. But I mean, like just the fact that so many people are hating it and dogging on it is incredible. So we're going to go through all that. So let's start with this. IGN has been a real shit show when it comes to all this because these mainstream medias, they whether or not they're paid, whether or not they just determine in their offices altogether that we're not going to be negative. They live in this communist mindset, the same thing that, the modern audience loves to do. Everything is good. If it's made by developers, we should be nice to everyone. But you come out with a game about knights and, the developers say that, they should be only, attractive women and no ugly lesbians in it. Oh my goodness, you're against the hive mind, by a game like Highguard. they just dip their toes in it, and they're just very careful with these things. So they announced this one particularly pissed me off that IGN posted the other day because they said Highguard launched last night as planned and met with big Steam concurrence, but also flood of negative reviews. Now they are not going to mention, like I said, they missed the biggest part of the story: a historical drop in players, 90% drop off one day. Day one. Got to be a record. Some journalists say. it's, it's like, are they not? Thanks, Jeff Keighley, for nothing. They got it. Like, and people are saying ways to fix it. You can't fix this game. It's over for Highguard. Don't make them like they used to. Yeah, people are saying. But I mean, like, essentially, what I'm saying here is that they're not real journalists, because the real story is an insane drop in players. Insane drop in players. 90% in 24 less than 24 hours. That's insane. And if there were ever any kind of a merit-based journalist, they would have they would have said something about that, but they're not. Of course, they're not journalists. They're spinning narratives. You know, they're protecting their own. It's all an old boys club. Everyone's invited except for you type thing. Highguard isn't out yet. Why are we rushing to dunk on it? Because if you are a gamer and you saw Highguard, you're like, that looks stupid. That looks so boring and retarded. Why would anybody want to play that? And it turns out I was right, and gamers were right. Real gamers know these things. You can't sneak this past real gamers. So Kotaku is a legendarily moronic and woke group of absolute degenerate journalists who barely care about games, and that's their shtick. I mean, they're just like, it is like Kotaku is like the Avengers of moronic modern journalism in gaming. So look at this one. Highguard, hands-on with Highguard. The Apex devs a new shoe that deserves a chance. Why does it deserve a chance? You know what? Nobody deserves a chance in this world. They get a chance. And if they fail at that chance and they make a stupid game that is utterly generic and boring and dumb, they get what they fucking deserve. That's what they deserve. You know what I mean? You know, they have a launch event in Los Angeles, and they're gonna fly you out. And they think it's like anything. They just think that they could just buy their way into anything. And all the shill journalists and all the shill YouTubers and all the shill influencers can just fly them in, and this game will be a success. Well, it doesn't work like that in the real world, because 98% of gamers out there are not influencers. They're not big YouTubers. They don't care about, like events in Los Angeles and big game award presentations, and then they're not part of this club of all these, people that are so connected to the industry and they can just buy their way to. No, most gamers are just regular people. They go to work, they come home, they want to play something interesting and fascinating, and when it comes out with a stupid game, they're going to make fun of it because it's fun to make fun of things, isn't it? That's what I'm saying, is that, like, it's just as fun to make fun of things that it is to sometimes, like, I play great games. I love great games. I'm involved in making elements of great games. I've been into games in a way that most people could even comprehend, but you have to know that there's another side to this, is that making fun of games, dogging on games, dragging it through the mud, laughing at it, joking at it together as the fun. Look how much fun we had with Concord, bros. I know what I mean? So you have to know that these companies have to hate that. They have to hate that. Look at how stupid that is with the horses. And when I was watching like Angry Joe and people play it the other day, it's so stupid with the horses. Like you're going, and they just like disappear and you're walking around. It's like you can't. And this is the one thing about Highguard that I cannot believe they added. It's some mechanic in the game where when you die, you turn into like a ghost orb. Well, you've eliminated the whole satisfaction out of getting a KO. You know, in Counter Strike, when you kill a guy and he falls over, and you get a satisfying, headshot or something. But in Highguard, no, you turn into a retarded looking little ghost orb thing, and it's like I saw someone do it in midair, and it was like, and it's like the ghost fell down. It's so stupid. It is so unbelievably stupid. And you get, like I was talking about yesterday, you get a lot of the normals, and that's what you had with Highguard. What happened? And yeah, it will probably go up a little bit today. It maybe will crescendo at 20K. But yesterday it was like, here, let's see the chart. It's like it barely went up in the last like little bit. Look at how little it's gone up. And that is pure data. Like thanks Gabe Newell, the champion, Lord Gabe himself. Like, this is a show of exactly what happens is that you got all these normies flooding in thinking they're going to get this grand Highguard experience. It turns out to be lame as F, and they'll just like stop playing it, and now it's like a meme, and now it's a joke, and you cannot recover from this. It's just like there's no going back from Highguards. It's actually amazing that they thought that this was a good idea. Now let's crescendo over to the Steam page, because it's so far. Highguard, it's Concord in time, bros. So the mostly negative 33%, 16K is insane. It's truly insane. That is an undeniably insane metric. But let's just go through some of these reviews here. Not as bad as people make it out to be, he says. Please give the game a chance. I heard people say about this that, to leave a review on Steam, you should have to play 2 hours of a game. Oh, you should actually have had to play the game. Oh, you should have to do this before you can say a game is bad. Oh, no review bombing, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? People are allowed to have their opinion on any type of media, whether or not they watch the thing. I'm never going to watch Starfleet Academy, the new Star Trek show. I think it looks fucking retarded as shit. I'm never going to watch it. I'm never going to give it a chance. I'm going to give it an instant 0 out of 10 because it's woke trash. You don't have to give these games anything. You don't have to give it shit. All you have to do is look at something. If it looks great and you play it and it's great, it's great. It's that simple. If you look at it, it looks like garbage. You don't have to play it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to give any of these things a chance. We are the consumer. We have all the power. We do not have to relinquish any of the power that we get as consumers. People will say it's free. Well, it's full of microtransactions. Like if you were gonna play every inch of I was call it Concord. If you were gonna play every single second that you could, every ounce of content that you could out of Highguard, you would have to spend money because there's skins and there's things and there's locks and they do that. So this is a consumer-based product. They're trying worst FPS game of 2026 award. That one was a famous one. And whether 3 versus 3, could you do something to this game to make it slightly better? Sure. I mean, if I say I'm in charge of Highguard right now, Jeff Keighley, whoever is in charge of the studio, just hands me the keys. Says we have all the programmers, we have all the graphic designers, we have all the power. And here you go, Taiko. You are now in charge of Highguard. Tell us what we can do to make it better. I would say, okay, look at this. Like, first of all, let's make matches up to 20 on 20 people. Let's add vehicles where people can fly around on and blow each other up on. Let's make maybe, I know there's some type of rudimentary leveling system. Let's make NPCs walk like animals and creatures walking around the world. You can go and kill like Borderlands, and you get EXP, and you can use that to fight the other players. Let's make it so you can customize your whatever they call it, like your hero character. Make it like different armor pieces and customize weapon skins that look different, that you can actually do more than just putting a skin on it. You can make it all these different things. Making customization for your animal that is it's not locked behind a fucking paywall. You can lock some of it behind the paywall, but just give us more to do and add a PvE element, add huge battles, add more maps, add more environments. Maybe make a mode where people can customize the map and like a forge mode from Halo or something. Let's do something. But like, I think the core issue of Highguard is it's just basic generic slop. But if you added a PvE thing, that would be interesting. You have like an RPG mode. You can go and you can kill some mobs, get some EXP, and level up your character, and then go fight the enemy base or whatever the hell it is. I've watched people play this game. I've seen two significant streams of it because out of curiosity, as a gamer, you have to be able to look at these elements of it and just see because we know what to look for. We always are on the lookout. To me, the bland, generic look of it, the utterly atrocious design of the whole thing, the limited experience, all this shit, it's just retarded. And it's almost a work of art. You could almost say Highguard is a work of art. It is the most blandest, generic, boring, silly, trash corpo nonsense that we've seen in a long time. If not Concord was it, this certainly has the cake. It is so uninspired. It is so lame. It is so wonky and wacky and memeable. It's just good. it's a work of art in that aspect, not the way they wanted it to. So yeah, that's Highguard. Now let's look at the Steam discussions, because these are traditionally a very I've said this many times, but Steam discussion pages are like the Wild West of talking. There's lots of fighting on Twitter, there's lots of fighting on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere you go on the internet, social media. But the unique part about the Steam forums is that they're an accessible post board of just people who voice everything and anything they want about a game. So it's hilarious. So, okay, so let's go through these. Go outside, seriously. This looked like a hilarious one. Highguard is a fine game. Not a perfect one, but one shouldn't review bomb it because there's dark skinned characters, LGBTQA. I'm not like, it does have some woke elements, but that's not the problem. It's like, this is the problem with the woke elements of Highguard. This is the problem of it just being this retarded generic corpo. I'm a trans lesbian myself. Oh, that's so weird. Just to come out and say this and to try and cover for that. This is what these people are like, though. This is not even a not even the biggest problem with this game is the fact that it's fucking agenda driven and that. I don't know all the dialogue. I certainly see the characters having some influence, but this game, its biggest problem is why would anyone care? That's so beautiful when people say that. It's like, what? Like, who cares? Like, get out of here with this. I'm a this. I'm a that. I have this. I have that. Nobody gives a shit. Concord like tag. We should have a Concord like tag, non-binary. A Concord like tag. FPS, game industries becoming. What is this? The video game industry is becoming increasingly disgusting and unfair towards game devs. I don't care. I do not care about a game developer's life, future. There's some that the Rockstar variety, like Hideo Kojima, I love, and the Todd Howards and the Jeff Keighley's. I mean, I guess maybe Jeff Keighley is involved in this, but you know what I mean. Like the Rockstar developers and the people who really shape the industry, I can appreciate caring for them. But you know what? Unfair between game devs is I don't care what Harry in the graphical department. I don't care about his life. I'm never going to know he existed. I'm never going to care about, a random studio and the people at it. I just want a good game. That's the contract. It's like all I give a shit about is a good game. Like that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to be nice towards, Jan and HR at some fucking video game studio. Like it just does not even. If anyone was here, let's write that. The contract with video games. I'm gonna get myself fucking banned from these studios. Or from these forums. The contract with game developers is I hate how this doesn't have spell check. Devs is make a good game. I could not. I could care. I couldn't care less. Couldn't care less about these people. I will be unfair. I will be mean. If you fail at the task of game making, expect me to make fun of you and your product. There we go. The contractor game developers is make a good game. I couldn't care less about these people. I will be unfair. I will be mean. If you fail at the task of making a game, expect me to make fun of you and your product. It's that simple. It is. It's like I don't have any empathy towards these people. They're there to make me a good video game. That's it. That is it. I don't care about their family and that they have to buy groceries. That their lives are, their jobs are at stake. It's seriously serious. Get your hay on, fellas. Get your system again. Destroy the livelihood of 60 guys. Have fun. They hated that because that's the communist leftist mindset. Is that everybody? If you agree with the ideology, if you agree with the message, everyone's good person. Everyone's nice to each other. The whole world is just a wonderful little place they can all live in. That's their worldview. But I don't follow that worldview because I don't follow their message. So for me, crashes on launch. For me, I just don't really give a shit, honestly, about their little message. I'm starting to appreciate Concord. As people are loving, liking Concord of this. You know what? At least Concord knew what it wanted to be. At least they committed to a space janitor theme. Space janitor theme? What's it? What's Concord like that? I don't even remember. Game of the Year 2026 period. Sir, we no longer gift jesters. Sir, this is Wendy's. Concord dude died already. Can't press play. 20 minutes. These forums are just on fire here right now. It's hilarious. Stop review bombing. No. Undead 282. That was a beautiful one. Stop review bombing. No. People's jobs are at stake. Oh, look at, there's too many comments to even cover. There's 12 fucking pages of comments here. I can't even cover all this. The psychological effect of the herd. It should be cool for a cycle what makes sheep miners. It's called Most Gamers Are Real Gamers and Can Smell. I'm gonna get myself so banned from the fucking Highguard forums. Asmongold pounds Highguard. And you know, that's the thing, is that Asmongold is a real gamer. Like, if you're a real gamer and you watch Asmongold, you could tell he's a real gamer. Like, he plays games. He's spent 16 hours sitting in front of a freaking computer. You know, these are real gamers. These are people who actually care about the craft of gamers. And Asmongold does actually game. He's a gamer. Like, you can tell that, and any real gamer can see that. So like, when you have him, you know, all most of Asmongold's takes I like agree with. It's like Endymion too. We're talking about YouTubers and the herd mentality. I'll watch Endymion's videos and I'll like 100% agree with what he's saying. He'll be like talking about games, or Asmongold will be like talking about games, and I'll just like, it's exactly how I feel about it. Angry Joe, he's most of a real gamer, but he plays a lot of the mainstream fiddle because, well, he's, you know, an enormous YouTuber. Well, I mean, I guess many of them are YouTubers, but some of them play the fence. You know, you can't. I would expect myself to get kicked out of like a major game conference, and because I would be going and saying, "That looks like shit. Fuck that. And that's like stupid." You know, like, these people are not going to let you into their little circle. You know what I mean? Like, you got to create your own circle, because the mainstream shill media, they're going to they're gonna keep you out of the thing if you're always negative about shit that you're supposed to, the herd mentality or whatever wants you to. But like I said, most gamers are just gamers. Colonize this forum, Kaya. And everybody wants their team to win, I guess. But I mean, like I said, most gamers are real gamers. There is a lot of them. There's a lot of people that are just very very normal gamers. What's the reason Veilguard failed? That's the reason that Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. It failed. Is that most of people have similar takes to me. Negative reviews are justified DEI. Guys. Like I said, DEI isn't the biggest problems of this game. Sure, it's there, and I'm certain some of the dialogue is going to be absolutely HR Karen material. But yeah, like I mean, come on. Look at the influence that guy has, though, too. Asmongold said this game is dead on arrival. I mean, I don't like. That's the thing is that like if Asmongold came out and said Total War Warhammer is the most worst RTS game ever made, I'd be like, yo, man, you're fucking wrong about that. Like, I don't follow them people on that level. But like I said, like with Endymion and mostly Angry Joe and a lot of gamers that are, considered to many be like, like in that crowd, I'm going to agree with most of their takes. I seriously just do. And it's amazing how that works. You'll watch a YouTuber and you'll just be like, you'll be listening to them talk about a game and you'll be like, yo, I feel exact same way about this. Like exactly the same way. And yeah, some of the things may not disagree on, different systems in the games, different, interpretations of different things, but generally we are a collective hive mind of gamers who feel the same way about video games. We love them. We love incredible moments and characters. Geralt of Rivia. I mean, like Witcher 3 is a perfect example of like what we want in gaming, and that's why that game did so good. So generally, games are going to be well liked. Lots of issues. Now look at how flooded this forum is. Jesus. It's just there's so much. People are coping. Do you all forget the reception it had during its trailer at the Game Awards? Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I knew this was gonna be a failure. And I saw some people making posts on X and something yesterday as soon as like Paul Tassi was a major one, okay? Paul Tassi, it was like, wow, it's doing so good, blah 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 blah, and then it dipped down and did that thing where it fell off, and Paul Tassi quickly was over to the other side, like, wow, maybe Highguard isn't so good. They play the fence. Industry shills will have two modes. Either number one, they I don't like it. They'll either the two modes of an industry shill will either play the fence completely and kind of try and go with the general consensus, or they're so left leaning ideological that anything that is remotely a right leaning opinion they'll fight against. And Paul Tassi is definitely a fence sitter. Game crashes, trash, ah ha ha ha. Was it just me or did we all just know this was gonna happen as a joke? It's Concording time, bros. See this guy get banned? It's Concording time, bros. I love that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there are significant differences between Concord. Concord was very much more offensively woke. You had the pronouns with the robot and the woman, like the black chick and the dreads and the ridiculous character designs and the she-hers, and Concord had a level, it was about 50% woke, 50% crap game, which made it very unique. This game is about 75% crap game and 25% woke, silly corpo communism. These issues are hilarious. How in the absolute F did they? That's it. That's the post from Wombat. Game sucked, uninstalled. Utterly awesome comment. You just had to say that. just had to get that opinion out into the ether. Game sucked, uninstalled. Yeah, and I mean this is an interesting one too. These guys made Titanfall 2. Now you have to remember that there's different elements to game design, okay? Like there is an element of game design. It's like, of course, programming. I don't know fucking anything about programming. Okay, I can't program a game. I'm not gonna be able to work with some of these tools in the industry. There are like there's people, and of course, like if you are in a big office full of 100 people, you got to have like accountants and managers, and you got to have like people who do things besides the general concept and design. Now we're getting into concept artists and people who can draw really good. But I think that there's an element of game design that is not talked about as much, which is I think they're called like I think it's like directors or producer. There's got to be something. Essentially, there's got to be someone who guides the idea of it all. Because if a whole bunch of people are like Todd Howard was that person in the Bethesda games. Why did Todd Howard become the meme Bethesda guy for Oblivion and Skyrim and Fallout, and everybody's making memes about Todd Howard and he's the face of it, is because probably on a day-to-day basis throughout all of those games developments, people were going, hey Todd, what do you think? It's like, well, I think if we do that, and we want to make this look like this, and let's get a little bit more darkness into the Skyrim, and like Todd directed it, like he made those games are good, yeah, because there's a lot of talented people on the team. But like at the end of the day, Todd Howard was the one who really made it be as good as it is, because if you go into we're going into a boardroom for Oblivion and some Karen talks down to Todd and is like, no, we shouldn't have as big an open world. Players don't like having too much to explore, and there's too much work, and we gotta only have it 20 hours, and blah 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 blah. The game wouldn't have been as good. But you had Todd Howard saying, this is this, this is this, this is it. We got to make this look this way. We got to, do that. So these guys made Titanfall 2. Maybe some of them had some play in Titanfall 2's development, but you clearly had a better idea, central consensus for a video game with Titanfall 2. Whereas I bet you a lot of the people who worked on Titanfall 2, that worked on I almost said Concord, worked on this Highguard, is that they kind of had, like just like technical experience, and maybe they were just there in the planning department, and you know what I mean. So like there wasn't a visionary. That's what I'm looking for. Hideo Kojima, another one. He became that star of the show because we wouldn't have got, if Hideo Kojima just didn't exist, there was no Hideo Kojima in all these games of Metal Gears, we wouldn't have gotten the Metal Gear. It wouldn't be the same game. It would not be anywhere near the same game because Hideo Kojima had a vision. He was the visionary that made these games. And more every day, these games are needing, you've got tools of the trade, and yeah, maybe I don't know anything about programming and game development specifics, but we're losing those visionaries. And we need more of those visionaries to say, hey, this is a cool game. This is a good idea. Let's do this. Let's make it like this. Let's give players the ability to do that. That's why indie works so good. Indie games work so good because if you have a person who owns a small team, but you have a visionary, they can easily direct people towards the goal of making a sweet ass video game. As soon as you have these massive studios, you've got 100 HR Karens, like you are going to have problems. That's my little rant on the game world. I mean, really, players are genuinely having a hard time discovering new things. You're struggling with 5 stages of grief, currently in the angry stage, people. After several hours, I can say the game has great potential. Gameplay loop is new. Really, is it new? Is anything? I generally don't know what this person has to say about this all. It comes off almost as sarcasm, But like many times on the internet, you really can't tell what this person's generally getting at. Let's let the technical thing be. This is really painful side of the game. I don't know if this person is being. Oh, are there going to be gay monsters? Oh, that's funny. So the Steam forums are great. You gotta laugh. Like, this is actually hilarious. Oh my god. Do I say something super hilarious here? Oh, some people are saying some pretty crazy stuff, and I mean that is whenever you bring that into the conversation, the woke, far woke side, you're gonna get it's such a hostile environment. It is such a hostile environment. Played game on a PS. It's it's such a mess. What an absolute mess of a game. It's hilarious. Let's just scan through Twitter. See it quick here. Highguard. It went down to 8,000? No way, did it? Yo, what's that? I saw it at 11,000 the other day. Okay, so it's gone up a bit. It almost did. I saw it at 11, and that's 90%. More than 90% of its player base, which is insane. This is like, you'd see it go down to 60 or 50. You'd see it go into these ranges potentially because, nighttime, less people. This is just insanity to think that so few people are playing it. From the crib, that's interesting. From the creators of Apex Legends and Titanfall, they just scrubbed that. You can't. Once always. That is what it went down to. That's over 90%. That's insane. What a drop off. The Jeff Keighley thing. Now, I said this on a few posts. It's hilarious as Jeff Keighley said that. Posted that. In 48 hours, I'll be accepting your apologies because in the movie Jurassic Park, John Hammond says or acts like that, and then the dinosaur park implodes on him and eats all his staff. So, I mean, it's pretty hilarious. This was a great post. This man, what an absolute tone deaf thing. A way of going, oof, uninstall. Here, can we go to the top of it? I think I applied our that. Likes, top likes. Here we go. Check out Deadlock, Jeff. Next big thing. Love Deadlock 2. He's involved in it. Has been called bro. I just want to apologize. I want you to apologize to everybody for premiering this shit. It's free and I still want a refund. Hilarious. Don't believe his lies. Ugh. What even is that? It's hot garbage. Holy shit. Dude, it's a complete flop. Stop kidding yourself. You're fooling nobody. Do you have any financial interest in this game's success? That meme's so good. And this was, God, that is completely different now. Like I said, it got to a point yesterday where 97K, if it held that, if it stayed at that, like, and everybody was a little bit shy to make too many comments. But once you started seeing it bleeding players yesterday at about 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, whenever I did that video yesterday, I did it live yesterday. It's just absolutely, truly hilarious and insane. Now that it's gone down to 11 and overwhelmingly negative 16,000, and it's reached meme terrible game status. There's no recovering from it. There's no recovering from that. It's historically bad. This post, man, is that ever a touch? And you got to think to yourself, is like, would they ever make a game where they like made it bad on purpose? What could be the reason for that? But when you look at Highguard, you're like, how did they think that this would work? Like, it literally could have taken a 1 month business analyst in the gaming industry to say that this was going to be a terrible idea for a video game, to put all those resources and work into something else. And either they just literally completely underestimated this whole thing, or they, for whatever reason, my mind cannot comprehend the actual truth of why this would be a strategy. Is if they actually tried to make a game bad on purpose, how what could be the reasoning for it? I couldn't comprehend it. Maybe they're coming out with Titanfall 3 and they used it just doesn't add up. I don't foresee there's any reason they would purposely make a bad game. Maybe the game took like 5 months and a couple $1 million, and they just decided like, maybe we'll make like $10 million off of microtransactions and meme status. It makes no sense. The whole thing is just hilariously bad. This was a good one. Tried Highguard. It's crazy. It's so crazy. They decided to just crap out a game like this. And look at this, even made Dr. Disrespect come out of. I forgot this guy existed, honestly. I don't know how he recovered from all those allegations and stuff, but I mean, people, that's the internet for you. People will just latch on to anybody, no matter how depraved and horrid they are. It's done. It's just like it's over. It is a cataclysmic failure that is just deeply fascinating. I cannot believe Highguard existed or exists. That World of Warcraft? That's gotta be World of Warcraft or something. Yeah, Paige the Witch. I'm sure people watch you for Highguard. Like, yeah. Let's watch Highguard. Meanwhile, she's just like right in the thing. Hey, we're playing Highguard today. I'm sure they're watching you for Highguard. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's like the internet has a secret like detection system of like, it can, like, the algorithms like pick up if you're a diverse person or a woman that's fairly attractive. It's like algorithms like, we'll push that. That's just for sure what happens. Like, if you're a white dude making rage content, I'm pretty sure the algorithms see that and it's like, we don't like that. That's funny. Mostly negative. Concord and Highguard both have unique, interesting examples. Look at this, Casey Delia. Thank you so much for Wildlife Entertaining. Invite me a test play the anticipated game Highguard, and I can just live my happy little life, and I get my mocha iced tea delivered to my door every day, and I've got 3 boyfriends who pay me $2,000 a month, and all my Twitch subscribers love me. These people are not real gamers. They are. It's like OnlyFans for gaming out there sometimes. Isn't that sad thought to think that, some lonely dude is sitting watching this chick play a fucking atrocious ass video game just because he's too lazy and lonely to go out and get laid. And there's a lot of it. Look at it. It's like, come check out Highguard. It's fuzzy buzzy. In her happy little life with playing Highguard, the shittiest fucking game imaginable. The circle jerk on Highguard is crazy. Guarantee all these people decide to hate this game before it even launched. Imagine having an opinion on something you had less than an hour. God, this fucking tweet aged horribly. God, this tweet. I'm just review bombing is valid. This is why nobody invests in games anymore. What an idiotic sense. What a dumbass statement that is, man. Like, video games are still one of the most popular. That's the thing, is that the video game industry is not going to crash. The video game industry is more competitive than ever. It's very simple. You make a good video game, you make billions and billions and billions of dollars. You make a shitty game and you fucking fail and everybody makes fun of you. It's like, that's not going to cause the video game industry to crash. Like, that's a good dynamic. That works. That really, really does work. The more we make fun of these games, oh man, poor Jeff Keighley, it's pretty mind blowing. It actually is. DSP is a hilarious character. I freaking love that dude. He's just like, is he playing it?
Why does it exist? Why are there hero abilities in the game? They don't actually have any effect.
He's so funny, this guy. He's just like trucker guy Phil.
Confusing.
Phil, it's not the abilities, it's you, man.
Oh, there you go. It's me. You're right. No, it's your mother.
He takes. See, the thing about DSP is that he takes the internet so seriously. Like, for me, I don't give a shit what people think of it. I don't care. Like, yeah, maybe my channel doesn't get very many views. I enjoy the thrill of logging on and voicing my personality to the interwebs. But DSP is like, he takes it so seriously. Like, you can tell every day he logs on, he's just like, gotta be what people want me to be. I don't give a shit what people want. You know what I mean? Like, I can give a fuck. I make fun of people in my comments. I joke about I talk about whatever I want. My opinions fly completely free of what other people think of me. And maybe that's a way of living. Certainly not the way Highguard should have. They should have cared about what people thought of it. God, the fucking horse. Indian woman on the horse. So yeah, I wanted to make this an hour-long video just because I've had so much fun making fun. It's the same thing as Concord. I have Concord videos if you go watch them way back. It's an incredible gaming feat. It's plateaued. Look, it's barely gone up all morning. It's probably not going to get above 25K. The weekend will be interesting, but this level of drop, that cannot be recovered. Those are some extreme metrics of just the amount people playing there should indicate like the up here. You know what I mean? And it's all the way down here. So people who are not playing it for content to make fun of morbid curiosity, a lot of those people have left. It's Oh, was this a terrible take? Playing the dead on arrival. Not so dead on arrival now. Oh man, this tweet aged terribly. God, this tweet. Yeah, that's hilarious. Highguard launches today. We're almost done here. We got to take this a full hour for the Concord Day 2 launch party. I just call it fucking Concord again. I keep calling it Concord. Concord was unique and Highguard is unique. They're separate games with similar issues. Concord was more, I would say, egregiously woke. We could have had Titanfall 3, bro. I feel like Jeff Keighley overhyped Highguard and the game underdelivered. The game is mid at best. Without the GA hype, it would have launched and been forgotten about. Instead, it's becoming a meme. Thankfully, it was free to play, so I can't complain, but I feel like Jeff cooked it. I almost guarantee that this was a good one. What did I post on this? Yeah, so this was like, Highguard deserves a chance, so don't kill it out of spite. Me versus Highguard. Space Marines. That's beautiful. What an out of touch. Okay, so this is the finale here. Let's see what PC Gamer. PC Gamer, hilarious because PC gamers more than any other gaming demographic are renowned based people. So isn't it ironic that PC Gamer magazine is incredibly communist, everything is safe and nice, diverse and good, and everyone is equal type bullshit. Review bombing doesn't help anyone. It does. It actually helps the fans. It tells people what they already know is true. Highguard's gone from one controversy to another since its announcement at the Game Awards, from its awkward reveal to its developers being weirdly silent until launch. A not insignificant number of people immediately wrote it off, calling it dead on arrival. The next Concord, if you will. Unsurprisingly, this frankly unjustified hatred to the concept of Highguard being a game that exists has gone to plague its launch. Despite pulling in nearly 100%, it's currently saying incredibly low 33% negative reviews. If you ever played a truly game, a real 30%, then you know Highguard is far from that. Oh my god. And then they don't even mention the biggest part of this story, losing 90% of that 100K. Which is a monument. Everyone, these aren't real journalists because they don't give a shit about this shit. I can understand why people have been so quick to judge. Highguard is an awkwardly hodgepodge of genres, a poorly unveiled and sharp departure from the real zone. Its genre is fusion, isn't slick, but it's interesting. I can say I've never ever played anything like Highguard. I can't say I've ever played anything like Highguard, even if all the bricks are inspired by other games. Why? Why do they have to be such shills? It doesn't make any sense. What's this Roy Norris? Rory's made the fatal error of playing games way too many live service games at once. Somehow, blah, 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 blah. Absolute shill. Absolute shill. As it stands, it's far from perfect, but sacrificing it for fun isn't helping anyone. Yeah, it's helping me. Not playing this game is helping a lot of people. it's making fun of it is helping a lot of people too. It's providing entertainment. It's like I said, is that like games freaking are fun to make fun of bad games. It's just, I don't know. It's Schadenfreude or whatever. It's good. It feels great to know that games fail. And you know what's hilarious is that a lot of the games I want to fail. So that's always a good thing. But maybe you would later put on the line of a potential failure. Voice valid criticisms, let things play out. Whether you love it or hate it, but review blogging sends a bad message to the industry that backfire on everyone. Oh yeah, sure, PC Magazine, sure. It's insane. This level of this is so out of touch. Great compensation. So yeah, that's the story of Highguard. I don't think I really want to do more on Highguard. If some other news comes up, I might do it. Let's be honest, I'll probably talk about Highguard. I know it's funny to dog on it, but we got this launch out. It's an atrocious game. Look at the 24-hour peak starting to go down. That's gonna be hilarious when that gets down to like 20K or something. And these games, they're just so bad. They're just so bad. In a world where we have games like Skyrim, The Witcher 3, and Ocarina of Time, and Mario 64, and in a world where we have games like Total War Warhammer, for me, one of my favorite games ever, and Space Marine, and we have games like Twilight Princess, and we have games like all think of your absolute most favorite games ever and how amazing they are to come back to, and the story and the depth and the characters and the unique worlds that they bring you to and let you experience. And to think that all that has Highguard in its runnings is just they just don't fucking get it, do they? They just do not. The people who made Highguard, it's a mystery of size, and it's an absolute shit show. And yeah, I can't believe such a terrible crap is made nowadays. But here we are. Not everybody should make games. This was not needed, wanted, or will not amount to any kind of significant art. Whereas there are games I consider art, is work of art. This is just shit. This is just, I put this on the in the realm of phone game nonsense, of completely boring, completely stupid, and utterly retarded to no end. Peace out.